Finally tonight, comic Stewart Lee and composer Richard Thomas hit the headlines last month when the BBC broadcast their musical, Jerry Springer the Opera, provoking a record number of complaints. During the controversy, the pair themselves were in Germany, working on their new project. Apart from the songs and the swearing, it couldn't be more different. An opera performed in German and set in an English stand-up comedy club. To find out more, the Culture Show gave Stewart and Richard a camera and asked them to keep a video diary.
Richard and I got a lot of different work offers after Jerry Springer the Opera, but the Hanover Schauspielhaus's proposal to develop an idea in a kind of workshop situation was the one we felt most comfortable with. It's weird that we had to come to Germany to do this, but we did, and here we are.
A lot of people, I think, that we accepted this offer as some kind of situationist prank to try and do a thing about British stand-up comedy in Germany.
This is the show, this is stand-up, which Stu recently saw on the internet, which had been translated by a German person as straighten up. So we've got a bit of a... No one really knows what stand-up is here, apparently. Oops. Someone's already spat at it. I don't know if you can get that. It's definitely not pigeon shit.
Hallo London, ich bin Harry Stephanus.
The opera's about the nature of stand-up comedy. The team includes German actors, British singers and a Swiss director. Richard composed the music and we've both written the lyrics. The action takes place in a London comedy club, but since getting here we've realised that no one really knows what we're talking about.
We don't even have such comedy clubs. We don't have it. What we have is German comedians on TV. And a very, very settled audience who claps and laughs and no reaction at all.
Bin ich ein Entertainer? Willkommen zu einem Abend voller geistreicher Betrachtung.
In December, Esquire magazine said that I was Britain's 10th funniest man. I wish they'd given me some kind of certificate that I could have brought here, because it's not accounting for anything.
The difference of humour between the English and the German is quite high, because I think the English are really used to make jokes with very elaborated words. The Germans like to talk less in a literal way.
I think initially they thought I was depressed and rude, and then they went through a phase of finding that funny, and now they think that I'm depressed and rude again.
The first problem was there was an English score with all the English words, and the translation had been put underneath it, and none of the words fitted to the music. He's all gone. All gone.
Week 1 was a complete disaster. I didn't see any score in the first week because we thought it's never, never, ever makeable or doable.
Ads.
That works in any language.
Now I'm cutting out your Zeigensteiner Titten nicht line. I've just cut out the line Zeigensteiner Titten nicht.
Don't show us your tits.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, it's not working in Germany. And
no.
Germany has mixed saunas, therefore no one would ever be that bothered about seeing someone's tits. Apparently it's to do with British repression.
Let's not put the tit thing in.
No.
It'll make us sound like a pair of horrible, dirty men. You know?
Things have a different kind of cultural significance in Germany. You know, at home you think of the mic stand as being a kind of iconic presence. Everyone knows that's what comedians use. Here I think for actors and singers it's been something of an obstruction. Kind of, rather than being an asset that you can play with, it kind of gets in the way.
It was a huge fight to get the microphone on stage, because an actor is used to play with arms and body language. So they were really afraid of the microphone, and I can understand.
Right, folks, our cult is always rubbish.
Playing this part sometimes turns into a personal nightmare, because I have to suffer some kind of a breakdown. It made myself dream very badly.
Sorry, what is
We started having nightmares too when the BBC announced they were to broadcast our last collaboration, Jerry Springer the Opera. Christian groups were outraged and were threatening legal action, and suddenly all our spare time in Germany was spent dealing with problems at home.
I'm not missing anything about Britain. I'm really glad not to be there because of having helped write something that's hated by 50,000 people. In German we'd be considered degenerate artists, which at least has some kind of cachet to it. On the Saturday night we were in a bar here and we didn't know what was going to happen, and we were really, worried about it until 1 o'clock in the morning when the calls started coming in of people saying that it had been really well received and no one had been killed despite threats.
We're 2 nights away from opening night and people are freaking out a bit, but normal, I think.
Okay, so it's goal time.
A basic premise of quite a lot of Rich's work is that opera singing and swearing is quite funny, which is basically true.
I speak a little German, but certainly I wouldn't say I was a master of the language, so it's how to master comic timing when you know you're speaking another language.
The show's use of a dozen giant penguins didn't come with any cultural complications. The penguin is an internationally recognised symbol of happiness.
Today I was happy when the penguins came out and it worked. We saw the end works. This was a happy moment.
Rich. What do you think those bells are saying?
I know that bells have been ringing since we got here, but suddenly they seem more significant. The bells for Dick Whittington told him to go back to London. These bells are saying, can you just leave Hanover now?
They're just trying to make kind of decisions about fiddly little things, and so I don't even go and look at it now because the last thing that Sabina needs is someone else suggesting things, even though I'm right about everything.
In the end, it was all fine. We got a 15-minute curtain call on opening night and everyone was really happy, even me. On Jerry Springer the Opera, we got a long way without really knowing very much, but watching Sabina work was an education.
Being here in Hanover this year has been a bit like being on work experience at school. I went to the Trustee Savings Bank on work experience at school, and it was for their graphics department, and I filmed an interview with Edward Heath. And it's been like that, apart from not involving 70s Tory politicians. I've mainly been trying to create problems so that I will have work to do by solving them, interrupted only by becoming the centre of a massive political broadcasting scandal at home involving an unprecedented level of complaints for obscenity and blasphemy.